Hello, welcome back to math class. For today's lesson, what we will be doing is we will order whole numbers using place value on an open number line. How we're going to be doing this is we will compare and place whole numbers on an open number line. And this is important so we understand how to use our number line. But before today's lesson, let's go ahead and review our vocab. So our vocabulary, our math vocabulary, our first one is greater than. So we have 5 apples. Hello, welcome back to math class. For today's lesson, we will order whole numbers using place value on an open number line. How we will do this is we will compare and place whole numbers on an open number line. So we'll have more practice using our open number lines. This is important so we understand how to use a number line. Before we start today's lesson, let's go ahead and review our math vocabulary. The first vocabulary word we're going to review is greater than. So greater than is when we want to see which number is bigger, what has more. So right here we have 5 apples and 3 oranges. So the number of apples is greater than the number of oranges because we have more apples. This is the greater than symbol right here. Less than is when we want to see which number is the least amount of value. So which number is has the least amount, less value. We have 2 apples and 5 oranges, so we have less apples than oranges. The number of apples is less than oranges. And this is our less than symbol. Equal to is when we have the same amount. So the numbers are the same. So we have 5 apples and 5 oranges. So they each have 5. So they are equal to. And this is our equal to sign. Represent. Represents when we have an equation and we want to represent it with a greater than, less than, or equal to sign. So we're able to use these symbols right here. Our new vocabulary is number line and open number line. So remember our 2 rules when we're looking at our number line. We read it, we start from left to right, and the smallest number goes on the left, and then the biggest number goes on the right. So it goes from smallest to biggest. So when you go to the left, the numbers get smaller. And when you go to the right, the numbers get bigger. Those are the rules we always have to remember when we're working with our number lines. Also, if y'all remember when we first started using number lines for addition and subtraction, we had these vocabulary words: count back, count back. So count back is when we can start at a number. So right here we're starting a number and we can count back all the way until 6. So we are able to count back. So 8, 7, 6. To help us figure out a smaller number. So count back. And we also had count on. So count on is the same as count back, but you're counting forward. So we start at 4 and we count on 3. So we go 1, 2, 3, and we go to 7. So this can help us in our number line to figure out how to compare and order our numbers. Let's go ahead and look at today's lesson. So we're going to go ahead and look at an open number line. So let's go ahead and look at our numbers down here so we can compare and order them. So let's go ahead and look at our numbers. And I'm going to go ahead and think of the number line rules before I start. I'm going to remember my first rule. We go from left to right. And then my second rule is that the smallest numbers goes to the left and they get bigger and bigger and bigger as we go to the right. So they get smaller as we go to the left and bigger as we go to the right. So now that I know my two number line rules, let's go ahead and look at our numbers. So what I see is that two numbers are one digit. So I have 1, which is one digit, and 7, which is one digit. So I know that since they are one digit, they are smaller than these two-digit numbers. So which one comes first? So we can think about when we're counting, do we say 1 first or 7 first? Is 1 smaller or 7 smaller? Which one comes first? The 1. Good job. So I'm going to put the 1 here on the number line to the left because it's the smallest number. Then we have 7. So I know that 7 is smaller than these numbers because it comes first whenever we are counting. So when we count from 1 to 20, 7 comes first. And also because it is one digit. So I'm going to go ahead and put 7 right next to 1. And we go left to right. So that's why I'm putting it to the right of the 1. Now let's go ahead and look at the rest of our numbers. So I see a number that is the greatest. That's the biggest number that we have in total. So it's the biggest number we have out of all of these. Can y'all guess which one it is? Do y'all see it? Ooh, it's 20. So 20 is the biggest number out of all of these. So I'm going to put it at the very end because the biggest number goes to the right. Now we have these three numbers. So let's see. There's two ways we can think about this. You can always count 1 to 20. So we could always count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I have 13 that comes before 16, right? So the number 13 comes before the number 16. But what you can also do is you can look at the tens in the ones place. So we can look at the tens place right here. And what's in the tens place? They both have a 1. And then we can look at the ones place since they both have a 1. Ones place. What has a bigger number in the ones place? A 3 or a 6? The 6, right? This one has a bigger number, so this has to go to the right. And this one has to go here in the middle. It's the smallest ones place. Because we have a 3 in the ones, and this one has 6 ones. They both have 1 10, but this one has 3 ones, and this one has 6 ones. So it goes to the right since it's a bigger number, and these are the smallest numbers. So let's go ahead and check to see if we're going from smallest to biggest, left to right, smallest number to biggest number. So we have 1, smallest number, 7, yes, 13, 16, And 20. So we did this one correctly. So we have our smallest number, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger as we go to the right. Let's go ahead and try some other numbers. So we're going to look at 4, 17, 9, 12, and 2. So let's look at these 5 numbers. So I see 3 one-digit numbers. I'm going to put them over here. So which one comes first? When we're counting from 1 to 20, which one comes first? 4, 2, or 9? You can count. 1, 2. Okay, so we have 2. So that's our smallest number out of all of them because it's the first one to come up when we count. So now, which one comes next? So we can count on. So 2, 3, 4. Do we have a 4? Yep. So we can put that next to the 2. Since it comes next. Now we need a 9, 17, and 12. So let's see which of these numbers comes first when we're counting. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have a 9. So 9 comes next. So then we have 17 and 12. So which one do you think comes after 9? Which one's the closest one to 9? We can count. So we can count from 9, 10, 11, 12. We have a 12. 12. And then 17 is our biggest number. I'm going to go ahead and stretch these out so we can double check with our 2 rules. We go from left to right, and when we go left to right, we have the smallest number, and then it gets bigger as we go to the right. So let's check. 2, our smallest number. Then 4 comes next. Then 9, then 12, and then 17. So we put these, we compared the numbers, and we put them in the correct order in the number line from smallest to biggest, left to right. Awesome. For your assignment today, you're going to go ahead and do an independent practice on what we just learned and what we just practiced. So you're going to go ahead and order the numbers on an open number line. So you're going to order in the correct order. So you have 6 different numbers. You have 20, 5, 19, 10, 3, and 0. And you have to go ahead and drag and drop the numbers in the correct order. And you have to remember the 2 rules we always think of when we're working with an open number line. So remember those 2 rules. Left to right and smallest to biggest. You're going to go ahead and put all of these numbers in order. You can go ahead and count from 1 to 20, so just count or see which one's smallest and which one's the biggest one. After you're done with your ordering numbers exit ticket and putting the numbers on your open number line, you can go ahead and review your number line and open number line vocabulary words. Remember the rules that we talked about. It goes from left to right, and the numbers get larger going to the right, and then the numbers get smaller going to the left. After you're done with all of that, you can go ahead and do this fun video for counting all the way to 100. But this is after you finish your assignment for today. You can go ahead and watch this video counting to 100. I will see y'all next time for math. Bye!